Front clap. Back clap. Now that we're all synced up. I've been kind of bored with motovlogging, but this is different. Hey, welcome back and thanks for joining me. So as I was saying, I've been kind of bored with motovlogging. And it's not me. It's not that I've run out of ideas. It's not that I don't enjoy doing it. I just think kind of topically it's been, it hasn't been reaching me. And that's true of my own. That's true of really most other people's. I watch, I look at the thumbnails of other motovlogs and I think, I don't care. No, I don't, whatever. And I'll start watching one now and then and be like, this just isn't holding my attention. I just don't care that much. So I was watching somebody the other day, and I've got people that I will watch regardless. MotoKari is one of the people that I will watch whether I've got time or whether I'm behind in my viewing or what have you. I will watch MotoKari and a handful of other people. So I was watching one of her videos and she was talking about this 10-minute challenge. And I thought, challenge? What? I'm up for a challenge. As I've said before, I'm a fairly competitive person. You'd think I'd be much further in life, but I'm not. I'm competitive, but not in any useful ways. So the whole idea is that you can motovlog for 10 minutes straight, talking, no edits, no pauses, and you have to be writing, that kind of thing. So I thought, well, that's a challenge. I could probably do that. Could I talk for 10 minutes? I mean, if I can edit my videos and still have 10 minutes worth of videos, so really the only thing that this is going to change is that you're going to have to listen to all the ums and ahs and all that stuff. All the times I change my mind, start on a thought, and wander off into space, that kind of thing. So I think I could definitely talk for 10 minutes. So I appreciate MotoKari's vlog. I'm going to put a link down to her channel down below. If you're not familiar with her, if you haven't seen her yet, definitely go check out her channel. There's a lot of women motovloggers out there, and I've watched a bunch of them. And I almost don't even like to differentiate women motovloggers and men motovloggers because, I get it that it's an underrepresented market, but really, there's so many women out there doing it that it just doesn't even, you almost can't differentiate between the two at this point. So I've watched some other women motovloggers, and a lot of them I've actually ended up unsubscribing to. I always watch MotoKari. I always watch As The Magpie Flies. I think Amanda does great videos. But there's a few that I constantly watch, and it's the same of male motovloggers. There's some that I will just watch, almost whether I want to or not. But I'll put a link down below. Go check her channel out if you haven't seen it before. Show her some love, that kind of stuff. Because this video, well, she's responsible for it. So talking for 10 minutes, no edits, which is hard for me. I've had people mention before that, oh, you talk really good in front of the camera. No, I'm just a really good editor. I talk like a babbling idiot in front of the camera. I'm just a really good editor, or, a decent editor. I can edit out all the really bad parts. I can edit out the road rage. It's funny, you ride along on the motorcycle and you don't realize what it looks like when somebody cuts you off and you get all wound up about it. And then you go back and you watch a video of it happening and you're like, ooh, that's ugly. So, I'm trying to get better about that. But, man. So, talking for 10 minutes, I think I could do it. Now, what would be interesting is if you could talk for 10 minutes without taking a breath. That's where the challenge would come in play. What are we going to do, dude? What you going to do, dude? What are we doing? Go ahead. I'm just swapping cars. So, speaking of road rage, Oh, fire hoses. Oh, yeah. So, I guess there was a mulch fire down the road here last night or this morning. I guess it was this morning. And the road between my house and the highway was blocked off, which we can't handle that kind of nonsense, not keep traffic flowing at all. So it's kind of moving now. They moved the hoses out of the roadway, but it's still really slow. I'm guessing there's a lot of people up here twisting their heads around and looking to see what happened. And that may be the only reason we're slowing down right now. So I've wanted to mention, since I went to the Charlotte show, I wanted to mention Emily and Deeds. So they kind of travel in the same circles. Actually, we've been traveling in the same circles for several years, I guess. We go to the same motorcycle shows. We don't live that far apart. I mean, we're not talking across the country. But they do, I've been following their Instagram for quite some time, and I love their photos. There's crossover, but they're like Donnie and Marie, only not brother and sister. One's a little bit country, the other one's a little bit rock and roll. Emily's more of the nature buff, and Deeds is more of the motorcycle freak. But they both take spectacular pictures, and I actually mentioned them in my photo book, which, I'll get back to. And I actually mentioned them as being one of my inspirations because I just love their photos. They take very few photos that don't move me. And I like, the things they say as people. I just dig them. I think they're great people, and I'm just glad to know them. And I think you would probably like them too. You'll at least like their photography, and if you get to know them, I think you'll appreciate them as people. So I'm going to put a link to them down below as well, both to their Instagram, and I think they've got some YouTube pages out. I think you're going to be really happy with that. So, definitely give them some love. I was thinking about some other YouTubers this morning, and some that I haven't seen in a while. And it's funny because, you can watch somebody on YouTube pretty consistently for a little while, and when they go away, it's a loss, and these are people you don't even really know real well or any more than they want you to know them. But when they go away, it's like they're missing. And I was thinking this morning of Fatboy 740, who was one of the first moto vloggers that I really started watching constantly. Yeah, I got police cars and a fire truck up here. One of the first moto vloggers I started watching on a consistent basis, and he had some issues going on in his life and hasn't been moto vlogging in a while. But if you're watching, I just want you to know that you're missed. I get it. You got stuff going on, and that life is more important than YouTube life. Real life, meat space is more important than internet space. By any stretch of the imagination, and if it's not, then your values are skewed. So I get it. I understand why you're not on. If you're watching, I just hope you're doing well. I hope you're okay, and just know that you're missed. That's all. And the same thing with Big Bad Moto. Now, last I heard, he was moving back to Greece, and it's been quite a while. We haven't heard anything since. I don't know if he just hasn't gotten back into it yet. I forgot I can't edit. I don't know if he just hasn't gotten back into it yet, if he hasn't gotten situated, or if he's decided he's not doing it anymore. I don't really know, but he had a huge impact, I think, on a lot of people who are moto vlogging, and he really set a bar on, I think, what good moto vlogging looks like. So, Big Bad Moto, wherever you are, I hope you're doing well also. And, you're missed as well. And there's a lot of people, those are just two that I know. I know there's a lot of people who drop out of this game for various reasons. You're under no obligation to moto vlog. It really is a commitment. Yes, you should come up right behind me. That's great. Thanks for that. Speaking of road rage, it really is a commitment that we volunteer our time and our effort to do this kind of stuff, and it's very much a labor of love. And it's funny because I never really planned on doing this. I was like, that's not what I want to do. I want to do more cinematic short film kind of things on the channel. But motovlogging gave me a chance to be consistent. Hopefully that doesn't count against my score. I had to cough. So motovlogging gave me a chance to be consistent, and it gave me a chance to talk. And YouTube, and most social media really, is about a community. And talking is important. You get to know me through what I say. I get to know you through your comments. And for those of you who also vlog, I get to know you through your vlogs. So we may not be in the same room, but we get this dialogue going back and forth. Okay, really need to stop now. Really need to stop now. Whew. And good front brakes. Gotta love good front brakes. So that's when we lose people for whatever reason, I would guess that 8 times out of 10 you're missed. So just wanted to let you know that what you did mattered. And I mean, you're not changing the world or anything. Maybe you are. You changed this small corner of it. Sorry, coughing again. I will say that does happen when I talk a lot, because I am tending to yell just a little bit. So, fun fact for you, a little story. Maybe not a fun fact, little story. My son and his wife invited us over for dinner the other night, because they've been over to our house a couple times. So we went over to their apartment, and they're having spaghetti. So my wife had the spaghetti sauce that didn't have meat in it. Like I said, I'm a lousy vegan. So I had the spaghetti sauce that had venison in it. Now I don't think I've ever had venison before. So I was like, yeah, I'll try it. Sure, why not? So I'm eating it and everything. Well, first thing I did was, again, sorry. First thing I did was I broke her spaghetti tongs. Just broke them. Like, oh man, sorry. So then we're eating. And I'm eating spaghetti, and I bit down on something, and I thought, man, I don't know what that was. Was that a bone or something? So I pulled it out of my mouth. It's like hard. It looks like a rock. So I'm like, maybe, I don't know. There was a rock. Maybe not. It was venison, so maybe it was bullet fragment. So I set it down on the table. I'm like, yeah, that was hard. So my wife picks it up. She's looking at it. She's like, my daughter-in-law is looking at it now, and I'm thinking, we're eating, and you're passing around something that was just in my mouth. It's like if somebody pulled out a piece of fat and everybody passed it around the table. So, a little embarrassed about this. This is getting completely out of hand. So my daughter-in-law hands it to my son, and he's like, "Oh man, I don't know if that's. It looks like it was part of a bullet or something. We fed you lead. That's not good. We fed you lead." So, we're talking about how it gets processed and everything else. And they passed it around and made it back to me. Oh, but no harm, no foul. I didn't bite down on it. I didn't swallow it or anything like that. So we continue eating, and I happen to notice, man, I've got a big space in my mouth where there wasn't one before. And basically what happened was I lost a filling, a huge old, it felt like metal filling. And here we are, passing it all around the table. And this is why I don't get invited to dinner parties. So they came over for the Super Bowl, and I'm thinking, I know they're just thinking, oh gosh, I wonder what he's going to pass around this time, because, I'm just falling apart in little pieces. But yeah, that was kind of embarrassing. Like I said, that's why I don't get invited to parties. Actually, my office has a party every year, and there have been a couple of people trying to get me to go to it for years. And, I'm just not a big people person. I don't like crowds. I don't necessarily mix a lot of business and personal life. So I haven't gone to the party. And I mean, I've had one of the owners try and cajole me into going. And I'm like, nah, I've got something on. I mean, one year I had to go down to Daytona, Orlando, because my son was still in MMI. So sorry, we're going down to Florida. Can't make it. And I noticed this year that, and I think it's been the case the other years, but this year I specifically noticed that they want formal attire. this is my formal attire. This is it. I don't think they want me showing up in a motorcycle vest and gloves and probably not a helmet. But I really don't have formal attire. I mean, I guess I do. I've got a cheap suit that I bought for my son's wedding. So I've got something, but I mean, I don't know if that's really formal. I don't go to formal parties, so it's almost like a foreign language to me. I don't know what to think, and it's not really important enough to work my way through because the coworkers, most of which I don't really know anyways, and I'm a biker. What kind of party could they have that would impress me anyways? Although I've heard stories that the office parties are pretty rambunctious. But yeah, I don't usually go to the Christmas parties. The local hog chapter has their Christmas party every year. And I guess the dealership scheduled theirs with the hog chapter this year. And didn't go to that either. I went one year. Yeah, that was kind of enough. I was taking pictures that year. That was the year, well, that overlapped with the time that I was the chapter photographer. And so I went to take pictures. They weren't particularly great. It's almost a shame that I can't do it now because I'm smarter and I know better and I'm better at what I do now. But I haven't been back to one of those parties since. Again, I've been to some crazy parties. You look at the Smokeout rally and some of the campground stuff in Daytona and some of the other rallies. It's like, those are parties. So, the company party, I just don't think it's going to get it for me. But goodness, I think I've talked for 10 minutes. I think I made it because, I'm coming off onto my exit and I'm pretty sure it's been 10 minutes. So that's not really that hard. Although it may bring out how much production I actually put in my regular videos because I cut out all the rambling and all the nonsense. And normally I'll go back and when I'm listening to pieces, I'll go back and think, I don't even really want to say that. Nobody needs to hear that. It's not that important. It's just rambling. So I do a lot of editing normally. And, I think we all reap the benefits of that. Oh, real quick, before I finish off, I know I'm probably over my time, but before we finish, I'm going to put another plug in for my photo book. So far, I have sold 4 whopping copies, and I am very appreciative to those people who have bought them. Thank you very much. I need to take a copy up to Wheels Through Time up in Maggie Valley because I want to just give them a copy of it. Since a couple of the pictures in that book came out of their place. So maybe I'll make a video of that. I know last year I made the video where I went up to get the signatures to use the photos. And maybe this year as soon as they open up, I'll run up there and take the book up and do that. So that'll be fun too. But I got to get a copy up there. But yeah, I've still got, like 45 copies sitting in a box in my house. So I was thinking about, and I haven't made the decision yet. I haven't figured out how to do this. I pitched into St. Jude's recently because I really like St. Jude's. I think anybody who's, doing things for kids with cancer and that kind of thing and really helping out, any hospital that's giving out care for free to people who need it, they have my vote. So I've been donating more and more to St. Jude's. And I'm thinking about trying to figure out how to work that into book sales at some point. Maybe what I'll do, once I sell this batch off, maybe the next batch, I'll give a hefty percentage to St. Jude's or something like that. I don't know. But anyways, that's it right here. We're done. I'm at work, so I have to go. Thank you again for joining me. I appreciate you being here. And 10 minutes. Yeah, please bring me a real challenge. Do something nice for somebody this week. Thanks. Bye.